Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, where we bring you the latest updates, reviews, and deep dives into the motorcycles and scooters shaping the world of two wheels. Today, we're going into detail on a machine that blends rugged adventure styling with daily practicality, and it comes from one of the most trusted names in the business. This is the brand new 2026 Honda ADV 160. The scooter that continues Honda's push to prove that a step-through commuter can also carry the soul of an adventurer. If you're into scooters that can go beyond the typical city commute and give you a taste of freedom on light trails, open highways, and of course the everyday grind, stick around, because we're going to cover every detail of this exciting new ride. The first thing you'll notice about the Honda ADV 160 is its bold presence, and Honda has refined that look for 2026. At the front, the ADV carries a sharp and futuristic face that makes it stand out in traffic. You get dual LED headlights integrated seamlessly into a muscular front fairing, with angular lines that give the scooter an aggressive expression. Above the headlights sits an adjustable windscreen, which is not just for show. It's tall enough to cut wind blast on highways but compact enough to keep the overall design sporty. Honda has made sure the aerodynamics flow naturally with the aggressive fascia, giving the ADV a sense of motion even when standing still. The suspension at the front is a pair of telescopic forks, but with longer travel than your average scooter, and this adds to the adventure-ready look. The gold-colored forks on some trim levels pop nicely against the paint schemes, which include both traditional Honda reds and more muted earth tones for riders who want that rugged vibe. Moving to the side profile, the ADV 160 really makes its case as something more than a standard scooter. The bodywork has sharp creases, exposed panels, and protective cladding that makes it look ready to handle a bit of rough terrain. The side fairings flow upward into a high and wide seat that is noticeably taller than what you'd expect on a city-focused scooter. That higher seat gives the rider a commanding view of the road, similar to what you might feel on a small adventure bike. The wheels are one of the defining features when seen from the side. Up front you get a 14-inch wheel and at the rear a 13-inch, both wrapped in semi-knobby tires that strike a balance between road grip and light off-road capability. The ground clearance is impressive for a scooter of this class, which means potholes, speed bumps, and uneven surfaces won't be a worry. You can also spot the rear gas-charged twin shocks with sub-tanks, which are not only functional but add a sporty, premium look. The side also reveals a step-through design, but it's slightly raised, reminding you that this scooter is geared toward riders who may want to venture off the beaten path. As we swing to the back, the ADV 160 continues its modern adventure aesthetic. The rear tail section is slim and pointed, giving it that sharp motorcycle-like finish. You get a neatly integrated LED taillight with clear turn signal indicators that match the scooter's futuristic theme. The rear fender extends just enough to keep dirt and debris off while still maintaining a sporty stance. The grab rails for the pillion are sturdy, hinting at Honda's thought toward practicality and passenger comfort. There's also a generous underseat storage compartment, which can swallow up a full-face helmet and still have room for smaller items. For a scooter that looks rugged and adventurous, it still gives you that urban practicality you'd expect from Honda. When you put it all together, the rear section complements the front and sides, making the ADV 160 look cohesive, modern, and undeniably adventurous. But let's get into what really makes the scooter tick, because Honda has gone the extra mile with the engine for 2026. The ADV 160 is powered by a 156.9cc liquid-cooled, 4-stroke, single-cylinder engine equipped with Honda's enhanced Smart Power Plus technology. This is the same S Plus unit that's been optimized for both performance and efficiency, and it meets the latest emissions standards without compromising on fun. It produces around 16 horsepower and just under 15 Nm of torque, which might not sound like much compared to full-sized motorcycles, but in a lightweight scooter chassis it's more than enough to get you moving quickly in city traffic and confidently on open roads. Power delivery is smooth thanks to Honda's CVT automatic transmission, which makes the riding experience simple and stress-free. Whether you're cruising at 60 km/h in the city or pushing 100 on a highway stretch, the ADV feels composed. Fuel efficiency is one of its strongest suits, with real-world figures often reaching above 45 km/L. depending on riding style. That means fewer stops at the fuel station and more freedom to explore. Performance-wise, Honda hasn't just built a scooter that looks adventurous, they've tuned it to feel that way too. The suspension setup with the long-travel telescopic front and twin rear shocks makes a huge difference when you encounter rough patches of road or gravel tracks. It absorbs bumps confidently without feeling too soft, so the scooter still corners well on paved streets. The semi-dual-purpose tires give you grip in dry and wet conditions, and they inspire confidence when you decide to veer off onto a dirt path. Braking is handled by disc brakes at both ends, with ABS as standard for 2026, which is a welcome safety addition. The handling feels light yet planted, and the upright seating position gives you full control and visibility. This is not a scooter you'll feel nervous taking on a weekend ride out of town. Instead, it encourages you to test its capabilities, to load up a small backpack, and to chase the horizon, even if you never leave the tarmac. One of the highlights for riders is the updated digital instrument cluster, which is large, bright, and easy to read in all conditions. It provides all the essentials like speed, fuel level, trip meters, and even battery voltage. There's also a USB charging port tucked neatly inside the front glove box, which makes it practical for charging your phone or GPS device on the go. Honda has kept convenience in mind with a smart key system, meaning you can start the scooter and access storage without fumbling for keys. The combination of tech features, rider comfort, and safety systems shows that Honda isn't just relying on the adverbs looks. They've built a package that works well in the real world. Now let's talk about pricing, because Honda knows the market for scooters like this is growing rapidly, especially in Asia and Europe, where practicality and style matter equally. The 2026 Honda ADV 160 is expected to launch in the range of around $4,200 to $4,500, depending on the region and local taxes. In countries where scooters dominate the streets, this price point makes it a premium option but still accessible for riders who want something unique compared to a conventional commuter scooter. For riders in Europe or North America, it's still positioned as an affordable entry-level machine with more character and versatility than most scooters in its class. Considering the design, technology, performance, and Honda's reputation for reliability, the price feels justified and competitive. So, what's the verdict on the 2026 Honda ADV 160? Honda has successfully taken the formula of a commuter scooter and infused it with the DNA of an adventure bike. It's stylish, practical, fuel-efficient, and packed with features, but it also gives you that spark of excitement to go beyond the daily routine. Whether you're commuting in a busy city, cruising through suburbs, or exploring light off-road trails on the weekend, the ADV 160 feels at home. It may not replace a full-fledged motorcycle for hardcore adventure riders, but it offers a unique blend that few scooters can match. For riders who want a machine that's easy to live with, economical to run, but still has head-turning design and go-anywhere spirit, the ADV 160 is hard to beat. That wraps up our detailed look at the 2026 Honda ADV 160. Let us know in the comments what you think about Honda's adventure.